Hey everybody, it's Kate Richburg, and it is time for Free Tip Friday. I think I had a little bit of a glitch when I went live before. I don't know that it actually went live. Can you guys let me know if you can see and hear me okay? I'm going to stop for a moment. I just popped on, so let's make sure that everybody can see and hear me. So give me a hello or a thumbs up. Okay, perfect, Janice, we can see it. And Janice, did the broadcast just start? That's what I also need to know. Okay. Um, Let me bear with me here just a second. Okay, good. Okay, sorry about that. I think it was a little bit of a glitch in the system. Sorry. Our broadcasting, the streamer has been a little glitchy. It was glitchy on Wednesday with the broadcast, with the giveaway, and it was a little glitchy today. So I'm so sorry about that. So let's start. Um, Today is Friday, October 7th, and we are ready to jump in with our new hoops. I think you guys are going to love what I've got going on for you today. Um, we are going to do some wire work. We're going to do all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm going to show you that in 1 second. But first, let me just share with you our quick shout out to our social. Follow us on beadshop.com, on Instagram, on Facebook at The Bead Table, and hit that like and subscribe and enable those notifications on our YouTube. You guys, we are so close in our YouTube to over 100,000 subscribers, and I really want to reach that goal. So if you'd help me, it would be an amazing thing to see those numbers go up. So thank you so much for all that you do with us on social and share and all of that kind of stuff. That's how we here at beadshop.com reach beadshop.com. There it is. Reach you out there with all of our tutorials. I'm also at the end of the broadcast, on Wednesday I tried to do a giveaway, which didn't quite work. So I'm going to try it again at the end of the broadcast again. So we'll see if we can do it. So stay tuned to the end. Okay, we've got Janice saying hello to everyone over on our YouTube feed. And of course, we've got our Gita over on Facebook saying hello. And we've got friends and new friends, old friends, all of that. So it's great to have all of you all here. So thank you so much for joining me. And sorry about that little glitch at the beginning. So let's take a look at our project. There we are. So here are the hoops, you guys. And I was a little late initially because I was looking for some beads that I wanted to use. So I'm pretty excited that I found some 6/0s. But I have a variety of different uh, beads here that I want to go over with you guys. These are the pear-shaped hoops that we just launched. I don't know if you guys remember, we also have that skinny teardrop. We have the round hoop. We have a bunch of different like soldered or connected circles. So what I'm showing you today, you can translate to really any hoop that we carry or any hoop that you might have in your collection. Okay, so let me show you what I've got here. We've got the hoops. Let me measure these so you can see what these are all about. Janice just put the link in the chat over on YouTube. We have the round hoop, the skinny teardrop. You can just put hoops in the search box and they will come up. But these are our new ones that we just launched. And just so you know, let me re-zero that, what size these little gems are. This is almost a 46.5 millimeter. And then at the widest point right here, almost 25 millimeters. So they're super light, right? So we'll be able to do a lot with beads in these. I have a variety of seed beads on my table here. Let me show you what I've got. I have some 8-aughts here, some 11-aughts. I even grabbed a Matubo, these 2-aught. This is the matte, the jet matte bronze, beautiful. I had this sitting here, this quarter Tila bead right here. I haven't used these quarter Tilas in a while, so I'm excited to see what that might, I don't know, what might happen with those. And I've got some bugles, some of the size 2 bugles here. And then I found, this is what was getting me. I'm like, oh, I need a 6-aught. So I looked around and I did have this 6-641, which is nice. I also had a little dish, what a surprise, of some random business here. So these are the ancient clay and some regular shadow beads in copper. And then I had a few of the Tiara Cast Hishi here. Okay. So, yeah, I love that. Teller's saying she purchased one hoop for a pendant, but she may have to make one earring instead. You know, I um, was a big fan of single earrings back in high school, and that trend is totally coming back. So I say, yes, do it. Um, I also have some wire here. This is 24 gauge, and I just grabbed the vintage bronze. I think I'm going to use the copper, and I'm going to mix my metals. So I think, you know, whatever you want to use will work. Okay, so let's take a look at putting these guys together. So let me get a little closer. Let me get a dish. And let's first make a color palette of beads that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this Picasso transparent saffron. I haven't used these in a long time. And I want an earring that's a little bit of fall, maybe. And it kind of is echoing that. Let's put a few 6-aughts, the 6-641. That looks pretty. I don't need a lot because these are earrings, right? I need maybe like 1 or 2 of these 2-aught Matubos. I think we need a pop of color, and I use these in the watch band on Wednesday's show, and I have them sitting here, so let's do that, the 2031. Let's get a few of those. Looks like I'm making a bead mix here. I like this. I've got these Tiara Cast Hishi beads. I'm going to put those there to kind of go with that. I did say I was going to put some Tila beads here, those quarter Tilas, so let's do that. And I think I feel like this blue is a little too close to that seed bead, so I'm going to get this bugle. That's the 190F. There we go. Okay, so that's my color palette. And I also have, this is the one of our briolettes that we had. We have a lot of really great briolettes. So I'm going to just put that one there. Maybe I'll wrap a briolette into it. I think I only actually have one of those, so these earrings may be asymmetrical. I have some other briolettes, or I'm sure something here that I can use for the other earring. So let's just start with that one. I could use a pearl for the other one, something with a focal, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's focus on this one first, okay? And I'm going to dump these out of my little dish now so they're easy for me to use. So if you want to take a screenshot, this is the time to do it for these guys. And I'm going to cut some wire. This is 24 gauge vintage bronze here. And we'll straighten it. I should have my wire straightening plier here somewhere, but I don't, so I'll just use my hands. Oh, I see it. It's all the way across my studio. Since I'm wearing a headset, I can walk over there while you're still looking at those beads and grab my wire straightening plier. Especially with seed beads, you guys, you want your wire to be nice and straight, right? Without any kinks in it. So running it through this wire straightening nylon jaw plier is really handy. And I'm just going to cut a length. I can always add wire if I need it. So let me tell you how much I cut here. This is about 18 inches is what I cut so far. Okay. So I'm going to start at the top and let's take it from the top. Let me move this over so you guys can see. And here, I'm just going to start by wrapping this little end, maybe like twice, maybe. And I'm going to use my bent chain nose to kind of get that wire around. There we go. Like so. And I'm going to clip it. Okay, and I'm going to hold my finger over the top so that little piece of wire doesn't come back to hit me in the head. Now, I'm going to go ahead, bring my wire up from the back like this. Keep straightening. I'm going to constantly straighten. I'm going to just pick maybe I need two, and maybe they'll be the same just to start. And here, right, they fit in kind of nicely. And I'm going to wrap. And I think I'm going to do like 3 wraps down the sides so you can really see the wire. And I'm basically doing the infinity stitch here, you guys, like I do for laddering. These beige beads, this one here, that's called the ancient clay bead. They're an old bead. It's been kind of a staple that we carry here at Bead Shop. I think I need one more wrap. See how this kind of sits up there kind of funny? So I'm going to get one more wrap. That'll act as my spacer. There we go. And this will kind of come in, maybe even one more. Bear with me here just a second. There we go. See that there? There we go. That looks right. Sorry if I was a little out of frame there, you guys. I'm trying to see around my camera and wrap these beads up at the same time and trying not to break them. The clay beads you don't want to handle. I mean, they're pretty strong. Let me seat my hands down here so I know what I'm doing. And I'm going to move this over. There we go. Okay. I know, someday I'll get a production assistant here. But being the camera woman and the talent and the production assistant isn't always amazing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use a 6/0. Let me put in a Hishi bead, and let me put in maybe an 8/0 here, and let's take a look. It's really similar, you guys, to when I was using the watch band, doing the watch band, right? We were kind of measuring our beads to see how they would lay across. So can you see here how I put those in? It looks like I need maybe 2 more 8/0, or maybe one shadow bead here, like that. And this. There we go. And yeah, this is 24 gauge. You could use 22 gauge too, if you wanted. Okay, so here's 3 rows. Let's go ahead and add, oh, I don't know, an 8/0, maybe one more of those clay. Let's see how far I got. Yeah, that's good. And maybe another 8/0 there. I have to make some fast decisions, right? Because all you all are watching. Maybe I need one more 8/0, it looks like. So I can't dilly-dally around, right? We've got to make some decisions. So if you know that your color palette over here is cohesive, then whatever you put on this earring is going to work. Look at that. That is actually coming out pretty well. I'm going to wrap the side one more time. Let me get a couple of 8s. Let's go in the top hole of this Tila bead. The clay does show nicely. I needed something that kind of was a say something bead, if that makes sense, right? So the clay, I'm liking it. So see how that little Tila is going to sit right there, and we're going to come back on this pass and go through it. So I think I'm going to go get another one here, and maybe a couple of 8s. There we go. And I need something that's short. Do I have a small? I only have 2 colors of 8s. I feel like I need a third one, but I probably don't. I just need to relax. Just go with what you've got here, Richburg. There we go. Those 2. Okay? And I'm going to go through 1, 2, and 3. And remember, I cut about 18 inches of wire. We're going to play some wire chicken, right? We're going to see if this goes long enough. But if it doesn't, it's really easy to add. Let me add I've got these bugles. So coming back, let's look and see. See, there's the Tila. So it looks like I'm going to throw in a 6/0. I think the 6/0, it's like we're playing Tetris with these beads. We've got to just find little spaces to fix them up, okay? To make everything fit. You guys remember playing Tetris back in the day? That was one of the first. Gosh, we played so much Tetris on the Apple II. We should have been doing our homework, but instead we were playing Tetris. Be careful here as I'm pulling this wire. I don't want to break that Tila bead, but see how it doesn't want to turn the corner here. So let's kind of tell it that you're the boss. This is where there we go. And see here, this is kind of a bummer. This 6/0 looks amazing, but it goes over that bugle. Grr. So I've got to take this back out, which is no big deal, right? I'm the boss of this wire. So let me get my pliers. And if a bead breaks, we'll just take it out. But let's use a light touch. Instead of just mangling this wire, I'm going to take it out of this bead. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Just slide on out. This, I need to remember, let's make a mental note that this bugle and this 6/0 don't play well in the sandbox together. So I'm going to take off that 6, but look at our wire. Right, we are not building a house here. Exactly. And yeah, 26 gauge wire would also work. I wanted the 24 because I wanted it to be a little more substantial. But if you're going to be doing a lot of this with smaller beads, like a lot of 11/0 and stuff, maybe I would go down to the 26 gauge. Okay, but see, it's kind of wrinkly. So that's when I come in. I'm the boss of this wire. I'm not going to worry about it, right? I didn't flip out. What I could also have done is I could have clipped it right here at the coil and added some more beads. Okay, or added some more wire, rather. But here we go. It's like it never happened. So there's that bugle. What did I say? No 6/0 there. So let's do an 8/0, maybe 2 8/0s. And let's try and make it, yeah, and if you're a beginner, 26 gauge is a little more malleable. So see how I've put it, I'm pulling my wire kind of to the right here, and now to go through the second hole in this Tila bead, and we're going to keep this nice and open. Yeah, 26 gauge can snap maybe a little bit easier, but you play around with it. It's not like these earrings are going to take a super long time, right? So let's come in and let's really gently lead that wire through that bead. Of course, I have to complicate things by using a 2-hole bead, but I think the result is worth it. Just use that wire. There we go. See? We got it. Use those pliers to get that wire through. And we'll take our breath, our breathing exercises. We will breathe in and breathe out. And you're telling this wire who's in charge. There we go. So worth it. Look at how cool that 2-holer looks. So now I've got to get a couple more 8/0s right here, or maybe I'll get one 6/0 right here, because that's kind of a big space. So let me get this 6 and maybe a he/she bead, right? And let's bring this Tila back down. And see here, keep that loop large, right? And then let's just gently pull it through. That he/she bead has a large hole, so it wants to go everywhere. Let's turn it, pull it back. There we go. You could also do this with thread. I guess you could stitch this. See, there's that bump. So let's flatten it out. And let's pull on that wire. Oh, beauty. There we go. Look at, I think that the trouble, it wasn't really trouble, it's not that hard, of kind of trying to have to manipulate that wire through these little Tila beads are good. So now let's give our wire a little straightening. And I think it's time for another ancient clay. So let's get that. Okay, there, and then maybe 1/8 on. There we go. Janice, bless your heart, right? It wouldn't be a Kate show if she didn't have crazy challenges we all wonder about. Well, thank you. And you know, our Friday format is a little looser than our Wednesday format, but you know, it's free tip. I want to give you guys some tips, some wire tips, right? So that's the story. Let me do 3, 2, and 3. I thought about using some of those larger beads, the wampum beads that I used in the watch band, but you guys loved them so much that we actually sold out of those little beauties. So we'll have them back in. I just did an order. So if you were looking for all of those really great um, aged check beads and the aged check bugle, you guys loved them, right? So I have ordered some new colors too, so you'll see that. Okay, so those will be coming. So don't stress. I'm going to put on one of these 2/0s too. Let's get a little bit bigger too. Was everybody holding their breath? Oh, see, I did it again. There's the bugle under the 6/0. Come on, Richburg. Let me put on an 8/0 here. Was everyone holding their breath when I was doing that wire? Don't forget to breathe. It's only beads, you guys. Come on, bugle. Let's get on there. So the beauty of this design is, look at the beads that you have and just start going for it. Look at that 2/0. That looks great, I think. And coming back through, I can pass that wire back through that 2/0 again, right? So let me just do some 8s here. 8. I think I want a 6 and an 8. And as you start getting, see, like closer to the edge here, I'll go around with those 3 wraps. 2 or 3, just depending on how much you need. Gita's asking about the weight of this earring. It's not heavy at all, honestly, really. It's pretty light because all of these seed beads and stuff are pretty light. Look at how cool. I'm kind of digging this. It has a little bit of a fall vibe. It has a little bit of a boho vibe. I'm going to get some 8/0s, go 8/0s here, maybe that row kind of plain, and then I think it needs over here. Let me plot this out now that I only probably have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more rows to go. So I need to kind of plot things out a little bit now so I don't forget. So there, I want another like ancient clay or 2 there. Now that I have a little more room, I'll throw in a couple more of the core. You could also use half Tila instead or full on Tila beads, doesn't matter. So those are like the main things I want to get in, and I want to get, oh, this one's kind of, sometimes when they plate them, they stick together, but more power to it. It's perfect for this. So I want to make sure this is the stuff I get in. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do those 8s, maybe 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4, maybe that green one there. Maybe I want a he/she bead right in the middle of it. I should grab my temple beads. Have you guys seen, Janice and I were talking about the temple bead. It's like a little gear. We just love it. And we're going to be getting it in the matte black, which I'm super excited about. It's kind of one of my new favorites. See how I'm going through that 2-aught right there? Right? And I'm going to see if it's kind of hard to get in there. Just kind of manipulate that wire, straighten it out, and get it through that bead. There we go. And if you need help with the wire, your hands can't quite do it, like my hands were a little weak right there, use that plier and pull it this way. Now let's straighten this out again. And I think I can nestle 2 more tiny 8-aughts. 1 and 2. This 8-aught is a little skinny, but that's actually okay. This also would make a great pendant. Someone's commenting, it would make a great pendant to dangle. You could dangle it from, I'm already thinking, this would look good. So maybe it won't be an earring. I still have this thing hanging around from my gluing show. When I glued, I used the E6000 to glue this long brass tube onto this lapis disc. I could wire wrap that, add some cording up there. That would be good, right? That would look nice. We could do something smaller. Now I'm totally getting distracted. I did this one where I glued these 2 together. I think we still have these guys. This also looks nice. Maybe that even looks better. I don't know. It's pretty nice, if I do say so myself. But let's keep going with this. See how it went through that 2-aught, that Matubo? Lapis does go with everything, Cindy Brooke. I agree 110% on that observation. Let's get another couple 8-aughts in there. And then it is slightly boho, I think, right? We like that look. Let's get that. We need something that's kind of skinny, so let's get the bugle. All of the beads that I was going to use, I told myself to use, are now somewhere mixed in, but that's all right. Let's do a double tila. Let's do 2 next to each other, right? For fun, for funsies. So see how that looks there? And let's keep going with the 8s over here. And this is such a jumble, kind of, right? That you don't really need to, what do I want to say? Stress or plan or worry about what beads are going to go, right? Because your eye is looking at the whole picture over here. I also feel like I've got that ancient clay up there. I feel like I need an ancient clay right there. Visually, I've got to reintroduce that. So let me do that. There we go. And then an 8-aught. When you don't have a camera in between what you're making and you and what you're making there, it may be a little more cohesive, but I'm just going for it. I'm not worrying about it, right? So there we go. Look at that. So now, pardon me, I need to get this 2-aught, and I want to get it in about right there. So let's do some 8s. I'm going to definitely run out of wire, which is actually probably a good thing, because I want you to see how I attach a new piece of wire. So I'll do that coming back. Okay, it is kind of mosaic-like. I'm a big fan of mosaics. So here we go. We're going to go through this. And I did some mosaic work back in the day. If you know from our Great Bead Extravaganza, one of our presenters, Jill McKay, she is a very gifted mosaic artist. She's done a lot of public art with mosaics, which are beautiful. Look at that double. Look at that double right there. That looks good. And there is a comment, Cindy, thank you. The colors are soft and muted. The whole picture is the way to go. Yeah, exactly. See how when I put these two together, let me just take that, you can see that I'm just translating the picture of the spill of these beads into this earring, right? So don't stress over it. I cannot stress that enough. I'm just going to have you guys look at that for a second. I can't stress that enough to have you guys just kind of play around with the beads, right? And just make that jump from the pile of beads or the bead soup into your project. I'm also going to have to take a pause right here because there's literally someone who is sitting on my foot. Now I'm totally winded, but he really wants to say hello. So here he is. I know, look at that paw. There's Mr. Alfred T. Pickles. I know he's giant. I'm totally winded, but he wanted to say hello to his Auntie Gita and to thank you for the kitty snacks from Denmark. He says, talk to the paw, Mama. Talk to the paw. Don't take my glasses off, Alfred. All right. So this is like 25 pounds of cat. All right, there we go. He was literally sitting on my foot. All right. Back to the earring. Many of you have seen Alfred grow up on the old broadcasts. Someone is asking what breed is Alfred. Alfred is a fat breed, is what he is. I found him under a bush by our old office when he was just a few weeks old. So Chris and I bottle fed that baby. So he's such a good boy. Anyway, he was really just literally sitting on my foot. So I had to pick him up. And that was my cardio for the day. Perfect. Okay. So let's put that 6/0 on. Thank you for indulging my crazy cat ladiness, but I know that many of us are cat lovers. Yeah, he's such a good boy, that Alfred T. Pickles. Such a good boy. And Gita sent some cat treats from Denmark that really are his favorite thing. So we're saving one. We have one last cat treat. So we're saving it for a special occasion. So now, see, I'm almost out of wire. I guess I could, I probably have enough. But what I would do if I was going to add wire, okay, I would just come across, I'd come across here, maybe wrap around once or twice, and then maybe wrap the new wire once or twice right next to it, push it up, and then go back, right? So I would add the wire right here, okay? And then Janice is asking if I cut 30 inches of wire. Yeah, so Janice, I cut 18 inches, I think. So even, 30 inches, you'd have plenty left for sure. But I'm going to play some wire chicken and see how far we get. Let's put another ancient clay there. Someone's asking, do I have an Asian market? We do. We have a Filipino market that we love to go to, Chris and I. Is there some kind of cat treat there? Which is good. Oh, the tuna flakes. Yes, that is a great idea. That's a great idea. I think I actually probably have some in the cupboard because those are things we have when Chris makes um, sushi or rice bowl or something like that. We have them. So maybe Alfred, like that cat needs more treats, right? I mean, come on now. You can see I need just a little bit more there. So let me get another 8-aught. Well, let me get a shadow. There we go. And now go through the 2. You could also, you don't have to fill the whole earring either. Like you could just fill the bottom of this earring. Oh, that shadow isn't quite the right size, so I'm going to put it on the other end. It's a little too big. Now this wire is getting a little bent, so let's undo it. Someone just asked if this will be on replay. Yeah, wherever you're watching this broadcast from, if it's Facebook or if it's YouTube, it's archived in both places. Best place to find this is our YouTube channel, right? If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, beadshop.com, there we go. See, that fits in perfectly. You can find all 6 years worth of our live broadcasts. See, we're real close. I think I can get, I still have plenty of wire, especially if I just do like one wrap here. So let me pull this up. There we go. And let's see. What do I want? One more ancient clay, one more 8-aught, one more ancient clay. The ancient clay really are the stars of the show here, I think. They're really looking nice. An 8-aught, maybe 2 tribal hishi. I feel now like I've got cat hair all over me from Alfred. Thank you very much, Alfred. That last 8-aught won't, well, maybe I'll take that one off. Put all these back on. Yeah, there we go. See how that fits perfectly? Yeah, the clay beads are so, they're kind of unassuming on the website, right? They're in our tribal and trade section. I think this is like the exact right amount of wire. Look at that. Who's the wire whisperer? They're a little unassuming on our website, I think, but you have to kind of see them in action to really see how gorgeous they are. There we go. See how I'm just, whoops, sorry about that. See how I'm just winding this around? I got the tiniest. Oh, if you heard that noise, that was Alfred jumping up on the office chair. Thank you, Alfred. It's pretty cute. So let me tuck this in. And let me get this all right here so you guys can see it. Yeah, oh my gosh, perfect on the wire, right? You don't want to play wire chicken like that, though. So I cut 18 inches, cut like 25 or 30 inches. You'll have plenty to work with right there. So, so there you go. I ended up not using that briolet. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. But you could, I mean, I could add it there to the bottom if I wanted. I could wire wrap it so maybe it dangles in front. I don't know. I feel like that's gilding the lily a little bit though, right? So if this were an earring, though it would look amazing as a centerpiece too, right? Yeah, now to make the other one. And the other one, you guys, I would just make kind of similarly, right? I would try and lay out like these big elements and some of the ancient clay sort of in the same place, but I wouldn't stress. Think of these as cousins or sisters, not twins. Okay, if that makes sense to you. So let me get an ear wire here. And I have these vintage lever backs that I love, and I'm going to mix the metals with this. Let me lift this up just a little bit. Okay. And then I could just attach these with a jump ring. This is the 5mm antique brass. I feel like, how are we doing on time? Well, I have a couple minutes. Let me see if I have something here. What a surprise that Kate is going rogue. I'm going to use the 1.5, 1.5 inch 24 gauge head pins right here. This jade looking piece, that's called jade coin. I think we still have them. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure, but I know Janice can look it up. So I'm going to make just a couple of little drops here. Maybe with this. There we go. And 3. In stock. Perfect. We do have them. Jade coin. And I glued it. This was the gluing show that I did. It's under Bead Shop Basics. And we talked about the different glues that we had to glue things together. And that was one of them, I think. Or this was also, I think maybe Janice actually glued this one together. Maybe it was from her Mala show. That could have been it too. So many shows. There we go. Okay, so see, I've got these little drops here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, at Kate's speed, a quick little wire wrap so that these are all kind of wire wrapped and closed up. We've got the how to wire wrap basics on in our skill builder section on beadshop.com, so I'm not going to go over it here. I've got a ton of shows on wire wrapping. You could also just loop this. It's kind of hard for me to see around the camera, and this is not my best wire wrapping job ever, so bear with me here. But there's one, here's 2, up and over, down and under, center, and wire wrap. There we go. Clip away that extra. I just feel like it needs a little bit of movement. Whoops, no wonder that's not working. I'm using my round nose pliers to try and push that piece of wire in. That doesn't work. And then let's do this one. Bend, up and over, down and under, center, and wrap. Okay, 24 gauge, small head pins. Okay. There we go. So now I've got these little dangly bits, okay? And I'm going to open these up, this jump ring. This is the 5mm. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm going to scoop these up so I've got a little cluster. This cluster will come in handy for a whole bunch of stuff, right? You could put this on like chain and do little links all the way across chain, something like that, right? So let me close this up. Like so. Now I'm going to get this loop, actually put this on, and that little, whoops, come on. I'm going to put this on, she said, with more force, like that. And then I need to see, I'm going to need one more jump ring going the other way. So let's close it. See how I'm using 2 pliers? Then let's see if this jump ring will fit into this ear wire, shall we? And then I haven't forgotten about the giveaway. I just, like with Alfred and all of this business. So we'll get that going in just a second here. Whoops. Hard to see around the camera. Let's see if I got that. And of course it is backwards. I'll fix that in just a second while I get the giveaway tool working, but I'll let you guys see that for a second, right? Okay, so let me get back to here and then I'll fix that because I do want to see if this giveaway tool will work. And it's Friday. What, we've got a few more minutes, right? We might as well try this out. So, as you know, if you have done giveaways with us in the past, the giveaway, what we do is you put in a hashtag and a word into the comments. So today's comment is going to be hoops, hashtag hoops. So go ahead in the comments if it's looking weird or whatever. Last time it was it didn't work. So I'm going to see if it works today. You're going to win a $25 gift certificate from beadshop.com and we'll email it to you. We don't even have to mail it to you. So if you put hashtag hoops in the comments, let me see. Good. I've got the hoops. I've got the comments. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and share my screen. Bear with me here just a second. And I'm going to come over here, my giveaway tool. Yes, it's working. Perfect. See that? See how you guys are getting entered? That's awesome. So I'm going to finish this and then we'll run the giveaway. Yes, you guys. Yes, I'm super excited. I don't know what happened on Wednesday that it didn't work. See how I put this earring finding on the back the wrong way? So let me do this while you guys are still entering hashtag hoops. And wherever you are across this giant world of ours, you can enter because you're going to email me your email address when you win. And I'll email it to you. Is this still backwards? No. Good. Right? So here we go. Right here. And if I don't love like how big this loop is, keep going #hoops. I love it. Let's see if we can get to 100 entries. Let's see. We're close. We're close. And you can only comment, I mean, if you comment a whole bunch, it doesn't matter because it's only going to take your comment once. So just enter that comment. While we're taking the last of the comments, see how that loop up there, I don't love the look of it. So let's just put in a few seed beads to cover that up. Right? So I'm going to get my wire and I'm going to come in. Sorry if I'm out of frame. I'm just trying to get everything together here. There we go. I'm going to get my wire and I'm just going to wrap it around that hoop, or in this case, jump ring. And I put some 8/0 on it. And I'm just doing kind of a messy wire wrap. Can you see that? And I'm just going to come down with the bottom one and up with the top one, making sure that my earring finding still has room to move. Yeah, it's the tornado earring. Exactly. So now I'm doing like a mini tornado. So here, this is going to go inside that jump ring. If there's room, there we go. Poke it in and pull it out right there. Pull it tight. I can just cut this away. That's not going anywhere. So I'm going to clip that end off, only clipping that wire. And then we'll get rid of this top one right here. And I'll wrap it. I want to make sure that there's room there for this ear wire to move freely. I need a little spot to poke this wire in. And then once I do that, we'll go ahead and have our drawing. There we go. Nice and tight. That's not going to go anywhere. And I'll clip. So let's take a look. Yes, look at that. I love it. I know, sorry, I was kind of out of the frame. I hate it when I do that. I'm sorry, but hopefully you guys will stick with me. There we go. So that looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Aha. Okay, so good. We've got 79 entries for our hoops. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to hit the draw. So this, just as a caveat, this giveaway is good only on this live show, Friday, October 7th. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the draw button. And let's see who the winner is. So terrible. Dawn, you're the winner. Winner. I love it. So, congratulations. You, Dawn, though I think we probably have you in our customer base. Email your email information, not actually mailing information because I'm going to email it to you. Just make sure I've got your email address. You can email it right to info@beadshop.com. But after the show, I'm going to look you up because I think I've got your email address already. So there you have it. Thank you so much. That was fun, wasn't it? We'll do some more giveaways again because this is our celebration month of having 6 years of live shows under our belts, which is great. So we'll do this again. I'll do another one on Wednesday. So yeah, I do. Dawn, I'll go ahead and check it. So here's the earring. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put it in just so you can see scale. It's not heavy at all. Look at that right there. I think it looks great. It's a great fall earring. I'm super excited about it. Look at that. I'm pulling on it, which is why it's pulling my ear down. It's super light. Great. So, um, that's my story. I'm sticking to it, you guys. Woo! What an epic broadcast. We had Alfie, we had earrings, we had a giveaway. I'm exhausted. All right. Have a really fantastic weekend. I will make this list and take a photograph of it. Drea will have it up so you guys have the complete list of what this is going on. But get these hoops. And remember, the way we sell them singly. So you want to make sure and put two in your cart so you've got two pieces and not one. I just wanted to uh, remind you of that. Yes, it was the trifecta of fun, Melanie, for sure. So hang out with me next Wednesday. Janice will be with me. We're going to make a fantastic necklace project that she has designed. So stay creative. Have a fantastic weekend, all, and I will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.